What's up guys, it's Nitrous here. Welcome back for another video. And today I'm gonna be showing you this Weaver build that I've been working on for the past 2 weeks or so. This is an Ice Shard auto attack build that uses Chainfrost Staff and Frostfang Axe. So first of all, this is my all-around build that I use for farming, for leveling, for low level bossing. And as far as the stats goes, I have 99 on agility, 99 on int, and the rest I put on vitality for more HP and survivability. So for the skills, the ones with the red circle are your active skills, and pretty much the ones that you use to buff yourself with. The green circles are your passives. You can also put points in Ice Vault if you're using Drooping Flora. It's a headgear that autocasts Ice Vault. A lot of Weavers are using it since their weapons have Frost Whips card, which gives about 6% water damage to each card. So at some point in the future, I'd really like to replace my Frost Whips cards for Orc War Chief cards. But I can't really afford it right now because it's too expensive. But it gives you all those elemental damages that you can use for different types of bosses, and you wouldn't have to replace your cards at all. So yeah, it's nice. Alright, so for my gear, I'm using Drooping Cat with int and magic attack substats. It has a Vespa card +1 attack speed limit, using Eye Patch with Cosmic Entity card, which gives auto attack chain +1 and +10 magic attack from the card. For my utility slot, I'm using Crystal Cash with the 5% magic damage, paired with Kraken card for Ice Shard projectiles +3, which is a huge addition to your DPS. Knight Armor with +3 int, -6% damage from magic, and 9% HP. For my weapons, I'm using Chainfrost Staff with Naga card and Frost Whiz cards. On the other hand, I'm using Frostfang with Prime Drake card and some more Frost Whiz cards. For my leg wear, I'm using Night Greaves with MP Regen and cost reduction with Health Leech 4%. So I got really lucky with this Night Boots that has Agi +3 substat, with movement speed +10%, attack speed 8%, and attack speed limit +2, which pretty much gets me to 193 attack speed at this point. For my accessories, I'm using Weaver Gauntlet with 3 Siphon HP cards, which pretty much helps get your HP back to full very quickly. Lastly, I have Azure Prism with Night Baron card. My artifacts are pretty much still the same from the old video. I'm using Blitzscore set +9 with Agility 3, HP 2%, and Magic 2%. I still like to use Blitzscore because the full set gives you auto attack chain +2, which is good for killing more mobs and farming more quicker. The grimoires I'm using are Hexwill Current for -25% magic defense. Elementalist gives you 5% water damage as well as 5% wind damage since we're still using Drooping Cat. And whenever you're using a staff, we need to use Spell Shot. So for boss fights, I've only soloed out to Kraken. I haven't really tried any bosses higher level than him, but at some point I will probably try Orc War Chief or so. But I pretty much use the same stuff, but replaced Eye Patch with Discipline Band. It has the Dust Drake card, which gives you resistance to curse by 50%. Also replace the card on your Crystal Cash with Cinder Wheel card, which gives you resistance to stun by 50% as well. Alternatively, for weapons, I still use Chainfrost Staff with Frostfang Axe, but you can also use Cerulean Scepter with either Azure Cutlass against water bosses and Moonfrost against fire bosses. What's good about the Cerulean Scepter is that for every hit you deal against the bosses, you get healed back to full HP in like 3 to 4 seconds, which is really good since most higher level bosses does Earthquake, and it takes about half of your HP if you get hit. So Veil Ward artifact set is pretty much a must for when you're doing bosses higher level than Brood Mother. Any magic defense that you have helps tremendously against higher level boss since you're kiting, and the way that they deal damage against you is only through magic attack. and this set has a chance to reflect that single target magic damage, so that helps tremendously. So this build by no means does the most damage build out there, but this will at least help you get to 150 and farm for your endgame gear, which will be from Echoing Spire. I've seen builds that does far more damage than this one with Disciples gear from Echoing Spire. Unfortunately, I've never done Echoing Spire, so I don't really have any of those gear, but maybe at some point. Anyways, thanks for watching guys, I appreciate y'all and enjoy the rest of the video. I hope to see y'all in the next one. Peace!